Hey, this is Retired Geek Woman Adventures with Rhiannon with Stardew Valley Retired Slow Play, part number 84. We're day 4 of fall in year number 3. Look at that, 377,000. Awesome. Elliott's birthday's tomorrow. Hopefully we won't forget. We tend to a lot. We say hello to the family. Hello, everybody. How's everyone doing? Where's Harvey? There he is. Usually standing right by the sink unless he's outside on the front porch, or sometimes he's outside and sometimes he's in his room, but most of the time he's by the sink. And things are looking pretty good. Look at all those melons growing. Woo! I'm so happy to see that. I'd like to welcome all of my new viewers to the channel. I've got quite a few lately. I'm so happy that you are here. And just to kind of help you get to know me a little bit, I do retired slow plays. By the way, 8 iridium ore, yes, that's the maximum you can get. Retired slow play means that I do not power game, I do not min-max. I'm playing this game and enjoying it as I go. I'm not trying to, I do try to play efficiently, but I'm not focused on that. That's not the main focus. The focus is to enjoy this game and the journey and the story and all there is to this wonderful, wonderful game. And I wanted to let you know, sometime during this episode, you are going to hear me give you a secret word of the day. And what I want you to do is, down in the comments, use that secret word of the day in a sentence. Do not say the secret word is, and then just stick the secret word. That's not going to work for me. I want you to play along. I want you to be creative and come up with a sentence using the secret word of the day that you will hear later in this episode. And I want to mention also that in the descriptions of my games, I always put some kind of links that are helpful to you. So in this case, you're going to find a link to the official Stardew Valley webpage, which is done by Concerned Ape and gives you all kinds of information about the game. There's also a wiki, which is amazing. It's one of the most complete wikis I have ever seen. And there's nothing you can't find if you need help. And then lastly, there is the official Stardew Valley forums. And the forums are amazing. Great group of people. No question is stupid. If you got a question, you're having stuck on something, you ask and somebody's going to have the answer for you. So those are the 3 links that I have, and I encourage you to check them out and utilize them when you're playing this game. Yes, you could figure out where someone's schedule is and where they are and want to give them a gift. You can maybe give them a hated gift, like I've done Abigail numerous times. And sometimes if you can't find somebody, you can go right there and find out where somebody's located. So I'd encourage you to use those to help you enjoy this game more. I have used those links through the years, and they certainly have improved my game. On the forums, I might mention there's a wonderful section where people do screenshots of their farms and their farm layouts and things, and I have utilized those extensively. I did not come up with this farm layout all by myself. Some of it's me, but most of it is taken from various screenshots that I have seen of other farms that I just love parts of it. So kind of picking pieces that I like this and I like this. I saw this layout basically for where the Junimo huts are, and I love it. I love it. And oh my goodness, look at this oak resin. Look at that. Oh no, we get one of our pathways there. So this is the oak resin that we're going to use to combine our coral to make our deluxe speed grow. And I'm kind of cleaning this area out. Still unsure what I'm going to do with the area to the left there. I did plant, in the last episode, I did plant some trees there. But I don't want too many of those trees. The oak trees the one I want the most of because I use so much oak resin. The other ones, it's just a matter, I want to have the maple syrup. I want to have the pine tar. Then the 4th tree that you could grow, I don't grow it because it gives sap, and I definitely have more sap than I think I'll ever need. Look at that pretty cauliflower. I walk around it just because it's so cool. So anyway, I don't know what I'm going to do with this area right there yet. I haven't made up my mind. In the past, I've used all of that area for growing grass to cut down to make hay to fill the silos. So at this point, we don't have enough animals for me to do that, but I don't know what I want to do long term. I haven't made up my mind yet, so it may be a little different than the screenshots that I show, where I do screenshots of where we were when we started on the day one, I guess day two, and where we are presently and where we're kind of going to go. So it'll be a little bit different than that, but not a whole lot. That's kind of my blueprint, if you will, for where we're going with everything. And I still have my oak resin, put that away, and all right, 48. So awesome. We won't be needing it this season, but we certainly will need it in the spring. And I do have spreadsheets that I've used, not spreadsheets, Microsoft OneNote that I use to kind of keep track of how many seeds that I need at any given time, any given season. And I like to have about 600 of my main crop. The main crop is what's in the middle, and then the around the edges is I call that my secondary crop. And sometimes I have 2 secondary crops. It just depends on the season. And I normally like to start off with 600 seed packets for the main crop, and that will take me through the entire season. So we're not there yet. We have had to buy some seeds from Pierre this year, which I had hoped it wasn't going to happen, but I didn't have enough. So we'll see. Hopefully next year we won't have to, and we'll see. It's a wait and see. It just depends on how many we get and all kinds of things. I don't want to put too many through the seed maker. I'm sorry, I don't want to put too many through the kegs and the preserve jars. It kind of uses them up. At the same time, we need money, so it's like a balancing act to make sure that we have enough for what we need. You saw me take out some of those rainbow trouts. I took it down to 8. They'll continue to propagate themselves and make more for us. They give us roe, but they also give us a very special item that is very rare. It doesn't happen very often, and I'm hoping it does. So that's why I've got the rainbow trout growing in the fish ponds. And then, of course, the coral that we need so that we don't have to go down to the beach all the time. And let's see. Oh, yes. I keep going down here and see that the weeds had grown over our pathway, so we need a piece of that to fix it. We should have some spares. We have 108 spares, so we're doing good. There are other places I am going to put down the pathways. I just haven't gotten around to it. It's not a top priority. That's why there's so many more extra ones there, because we're going to use them eventually. So I'm just taking a look around the I just love taking a look around the farm and saying, okay, what's next? What am I going to do next? And I have all of these crazy mushroom trees. I'm not going to keep them indefinitely. In fact, here goes one. It was in my way. I didn't want it there. You can see I got a red mushroom, actually a bunch of 6 red mushrooms. I just don't use them much. You can use mushrooms for making like special foods that you can take into the mines and stuff. I just never have. So I've only used the mushroom trees for decoration. And in the past, the only way to get mushroom trees is if one of your mushroom trees suddenly turns into, it's one of your regular trees, turns into a mushroom tree overnight. And that was the only way. And then if you wanted to move them along, then you would clear the area around the mushroom tree. It would drop a mushroom tree seed, and that would turn into a new tree. And that way you can basically march your trees along to get them where you want them. Well, now there is a special way that you can purchase mushroom seeds. So there's no need for me to do what I just said, which is great. That happened with version 1.5. So once I figure out what I want to do with that area over there, then I'll likely clear all the trees out, and the mushroom trees included. You saw me grab 5 iridium bars. And I've said this many times, that the best time to upgrade your tools is in the wintertime when you don't need your tools. Or which tools you're not using in the wintertime, obviously. Well, I keep breaking my own rule. It's like, oh my gosh, I want a better pickaxe. So I'm planning on going and getting a better pickaxe. So that's why I'm doing that. And it takes... when you upgrade your tools, it takes bars, and it takes money to upgrade a tool from a golden tool to a iridium tool is 25,000 gold and 5 bars, iridium bars. So thankfully we've been making our bars. I've said this many times, keep those kilns cranking, because you never know when you are going to need to, oh crap, did you see that? It's 4 o'clock and the blacksmith just closed. So all that preparation for nothing. So anyway, I do want to get my tools upgraded as much as possible. And I knew I had not planned on using that pickaxe for a couple of days, because it does take a couple of days to get it done. And I thought, okay, just put everything away. I can't do it today. I was going to take Clint the pickaxe and the geodes that I'd been collecting, but it's not going to happen today, is what I was thinking in my head. So one thing that I've been working on a little bit is getting stocked up on stone. I've got, my stone supply had gotten really low, so I thought, you know what, let's go to the mine, which is the best place to get stone, the fastest place to get the most stone the fastest. And if we go on low levels, then we're not even dealing with creatures that can even annoy us. It's like a fly. You just kind of swat them out of the way because they're so low level. And I don't even really need that goat cheese that I brought with me, unless I want to stay really super late. If I started super early in the day and I wanted to go for longer, then I might need to replenish my energy. But oh, and I love it when I find one of these big slabs right off the bat. That's 10 stone right there. And there's another one. So right there, 20 stone. Boom, boom, boom. That's actually 21 for some reason. Don't know why. So I love that. So I'm just going to start clearing out this stone. You can see there's not even any creatures right here. And we are also getting an awful lot of copper. So as I said in my previous episode, we're going to have to break down and go lower levels and start working on getting some iron ore. Maybe some gold too. We've been using quite a bit of that. So we need to get busy on getting our ore supplies up. And the winter time, again, is a great time to do that. Because you don't have to worry about any crops, although, really, I'm becoming more and more automated. Once I do the hoeing and plant my seeds, that's all I need to do until it's time to harvest. Then the Junimos take care of it for me, and I can plant the next batch and then leave them alone again. I got sprinklers taking care of the sprinkling, and so it's very low maintenance at this point. And that's what I was shooting for, is to have a low maintenance farm that is self-sufficient. And I'm getting there. The maintenance is great. The self-sufficiency, and by that I mean I don't have to buy stuff for planting the farm. Daggone thing. But I got a bomb out of it, so that's cool. I don't use bombs. If this is the first time you're watching my episodes, it's like, oh my gosh, I blow myself up more than not. And bombs take resources, so it does not make sense to me to get bombs to use resources to get bombs that you need to get resources. I mean, yeah, it's faster, I guess, but it's just, I don't bother. Again, I have my own way of playing. Everybody has their own way of playing. I've seen people that purchase wood. They purchase stone. They purchase speed grow. Now, if I can find it, forage for it, craft it, I do it myself, and that's what I consider to be self-sufficiency, and that's the way I like to play. And the beauty of a game like this is that you can play however you want. If you want to buy 1,000 bombs, there's one streamer who I absolutely love watching their streams. They buy everything that they can: stone, wood, coal, deluxe speed grow, bombs. I mean, they buy everything. Well, the result is they have sufficient amount of money because they're making good progress in the game, but it takes longer, and I'm not interested in that. I have much more interesting things I want to spend my money on. So you can see we're getting close to 400,000. I'm not spending much. My next big spending is going to come when it's time to buy the obelisks and this return scepter. The obelisks are for getting you around the map really fast. It's immediate. It's fast travel, and they run anywhere from 500,000 to 1 million each, and I think there's 4 of them. And then the return scepter returns you back home immediately, and it's 2 million. So that's my next big expenditures, and I'm not ready to do that. that's considered late game, and we are certainly not there. We have lots of other things to do. Also, for my new subscribers, you need to know my plan for this playthrough. I just got sneakers. Okay, interesting. I have a plan for this playthrough. Soon we are going to get to a place in the game where we can determine how far we are in the game, how much we've completed it. And so eventually when we figure that out, I'm going to get to 100% completion. And you know, I've seen a lot of people talk about blind playthroughs, and I think some of those people are actually playing blind. I think some of those people are just putting the word blind playthrough in their title and that they're not really playing blind. I did not put blind playthrough in this. I've played this game up to 86% or 87%, I can't remember which. And I stopped playing that playthrough. I started this one on my YouTube channel, and we are going to complete it together. So I'll tell you when I'm at the place that I was in my other playthrough, and then we're going to just keep going from there and finish it together. And again, this is one of those games that once you've hit 100% completion, you don't have to stop playing. There's nothing that makes you stop playing it. It just means that you have no new additional content that you haven't come across yet. So that's something I'm very excited about sharing with you, is the 100% completion. And like I said, I'll let you know when I get past the spot where I was before. And I'm headed home now. It's after 11. I really don't like being out past 10, but if I'm doing something like I was, which getting, how much did we get? 135 stone. I had a goal of getting stone as much as I could before time to go to bed. Well, it's time to go to bed. So getting all of our resources tucked away, and I'm still throwing away sap. I've got a couple thousand sap already, and I don't see the need to collect or save anymore now. So I'm kind of hanging on to the green algae and the seaweed. Oh my gosh, that's a long story on that. If you've watched my previous episode, you'll know what I'm talking about. I'm terrified to throw that away. I hate to get that message that says it's getting late. I hate that. It's like I want to be in bed before that happens. So I'm putting everything away as quickly as I can. And if you get in bed before 1, you're good. If you go to bed after 1, you do not gain all of your energy back. And if you stay up till past 2, then you get found and someone puts you to bed and they charge you $1,000 to do that. So that don't make sense to me. We're on day 5 of fall in year number 3. We are doing super. It's like, oh, I want to try to check that every day. It is Elliott's birthday today. Awesome. We're not very good friends with Elliott yet, I don't think. As I have shown in previous episodes, if you give someone a loved gift on their birthday, then what? Harvey said we're going to have a baby soon? What? Harvey? What? Oh my gosh. Harvey completely threw me off balance there with his, oh my gosh, that was funny. So yeah, we're going to have a baby soon. He had asked about that earlier. Should we have another child? I think something along those lines. And I said yes, and now he's letting us know that we're going to have one soon. So cool. I started to say that if you give someone a loved gift, it increases your relationship level with them. And for 100% completion, you have to be best friends with everybody in the game. And also, if you become good friends with them, then they send you recipes and send you gifts, and it changes the dialogue that you have with these people. So there's lots of really good reasons to have good relationships with people in the game. So I'm not, obsessed about it. I'm kind of working through the list. I wanted to get 8 hearts with everyone first, and that's not an arbitrary number. Anyone that is a marriage candidate, you can only get 8 hearts with them, because if you're not married and you're working on having a relationship with them, you can go up to 10. So those people can only have 8. So I started off making sure that I'm 8 hearts with everyone first. So that's where I'm at. I'm still working on it and working through my list. There's people at the bottom of the list, but I kind of work them, 3 or 4 at a time. I'll say, okay, I'm going to be working on these 5 relationships or these 4 relationships, and I'll make sure that I have gifts in my pack and go see them. and give them gifts and talk to them, and it increases those relationships. But birthdays are especially important, which is one reason why I bought that calendar that you saw next to the bed, because it helps me remember. I didn't say it always works. It helps me remember. For new viewers, just so that you know, I do have a little bit of short-term memory loss, and it's not it's not impeding on my life too much. I just make a lot of lists of things. It's normal senior memory loss, but apparently I got the quota for my entire family. I am the most forgetful person in our entire family. If I don't write it down, forget about it. It's not going to happen. I won't remember. So I really, yeah. So anyway, that's one reason I got the calendar, to help me remember to go see somebody on their birthday. And so I do keep a list of the 3 or 4 people I'm trying to make friends with. I make a note of their loved gift items, and I try to take them gifts, not all the time, but pretty regularly. When I have time and I think, what can I do today? Oh, I can go see people and give gifts. So that's kind of what I do. And so again, just working on the morning chores here. That green thing is a worm bin, and it makes worms for us, or bait for us, which is awesomeness. I saw little sparkly things, and look at that. I had got my pan out, and we panned 4 iron ore. I almost never see that because I'm looking at other things on the screen, and so I almost missed it. So when you see that, I've got my pan there. So I panned for ore and got some. So that was pretty awesome. And we're coming down here and looking at everything. I want to catch our roe here. Look at that extra rainbow trout. We had 8 yesterday. We have 9 today. So thank you guys. Appreciate that. Got some oak resin to pick up. And just looking here, pumpkins are coming along pretty well. Also planted that. There's beets right there. It looks like something got into. Oh no, the beets matured. Look at that. All right. So we had this really weird quest that we are supposed to put 10 beets in Mayor Lewis's refrigerator. Mr. Key, the mysterious Mr. Key, sent us messages, had us on this crazy quest. You should watch the previous couple of episodes where he had us doing all these crazy, how we found out about it in the first place, and what he has done and what he's had us do. So I thought, okay, let's tuck these away. We only got 2, but we're supposed to have, here it is, mysterious Mr. Q placed 10 beets inside of Mayor Lewis's refrigerator. Like, okay, so we had to go buy beet seeds. This happened in the summer, so we couldn't plant them till the fall. And so it was just the weirdest thing. And we're going to find out what happens when we finish all these weird quests by Mr. Key. So stay tuned for upcoming episodes to see what happens with all of that. So I think I mentioned earlier, there's going to be a word of the day in this video. So the word of the day is Mr. Key. So down in the comments, use the word Mr. Key in a sentence. And do not say the secret word is Mr. Key. We're popping some roe into our shipping bin, so I'll be curious to see how much we get for that. And different roes have different values. So I don't know what the rainbow trout is, but we're going to find out. So let's head on into town, and let's head back and get our iridium ore for upgrading our pickaxe. Hopefully we'll find Clint today. Hopefully he's not closed. It's only 11:50, so hopefully we'll catch him. And luckily we got these mine carts that we were able to turn back on. When we first started, they weren't working. So we've done quite a few things. We've achieved quite a few goals. And so let's head on. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Why does it say it's... Oh my gosh, it says open 9 to 4. So if it's not open, why is the door... I was so annoyed. It's like, that's 2 days in a row now. Now I'm aggravated. It's like, really? Really and truly? Oh my gosh. So we'll let that go, and we'll continue on our way and try not to get stressed out. Try to find Elliott. Where is Elliott? We want to give Elliott a birthday gift. Where is Elliott? He's usually around here somewhere. No Elliott. I don't know if we can get into his house yet. In the meantime, we can scavenge the beach. All of this is money that we're picking up. It's like picking up money on the ground. Plus coral, which you'll find coral sometimes on the left side, but it's often on the right side. And more coral we get, the better. So pick up as much as we can. You got to look real close. Sometimes it's behind the bushes there. I also saw an artifact spot, which I call the wormy thingies. And we got mixed seeds, which we need. We need mixed seeds. That's a resource that we need. So we have to get as many as we can. And nope, I'm not good enough friends with Elliott. Since I looked in the place where I thought Elliott would be and he wasn't there and I didn't want to search the entire town, I checked the wiki and this is where it said he was. So if I had come down just a tiny bit farther, I would have seen him standing there. So that's when the wiki can really come in handy. I wanted to give him a gift and I didn't want to search the entire town. I just looked in the first spot where I thought he would be. So let's see, where is he at now? I didn't look at the hearts before, which I usually do that, but I forgot. And let's see, where is he? My goodness, I didn't realize that we had like 0. We got 2 hearts with him now, so I don't know if we had to start with, but it was way down there. So that was good. That was a good use of our time. Plus, look at all the goodies we got to put in our shipping bin. And coral and mixed seeds. So that was good. Very, very good. And we couldn't, again, upgrade our pickaxe. So really helps to pay attention where you're walking. And let's see, we have no more birthdays for a while. There's a help wanted quest. What? You want an iron? Kent wants an iron bar. And it says today. Okay. Interesting. I don't know what our relationship is with Kent, but it certainly couldn't hurt to give Kent what he's asking for. And as I was walking off, I realized I had not accepted the quest. I thought, oh my gosh, you dodo. Oh dear. What can I tell you, folks? You know, I don't play stupid. I just make a mistake here and there. So anyway, I appreciate you being patient with me. I do kind of delete a lot of things that are really, it's like, okay, that was dumb. Or if I get lost, or if I spend 30 minutes looking for someone. It doesn't really happen too much in this game, but some other games, if I do that, I will delete that out. I don't really want to torture my subscribers. I kind of want them to watch my videos, and I kind of like for them to watch all the way to the end. So if you watch all the way to the end, bless you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that way more than you could possibly know. So, it makes YouTube like me better when people watch my videos to the end. It likes me better if people like my videos. It likes me if people comment on my videos. So obviously I'm doing this for me, and I'm doing it for you. And the more that YouTube likes me, the more they show my videos to people. So the whole point of my videos is to create something that people find interesting. So when I was asking myself, why am I doing this? The answer became because I haven't seen playthroughs like what I do. I've seen min-maxing, I've seen power gaming. I'll tell you the truth. I was watching this one streamer who was streaming a game that I really liked, and I couldn't believe how fast they worked through that game. It was a game that is gonna take me hundreds and hundreds of hours to get where that streamer got to in about 80 hours total. And I thought, man, I was making notes of things that I may not get to for years. So I haven't seen anything like this, and meaning a slow playthrough. And maybe people, I don't know, I've got quite a few subscribers, and so somebody likes it. Somebody's finding it interesting. Comments are saying that it's interesting. So one thing I am trying very, very hard to do is cut down the length of my videos, because streamers are different. They can stream for 3, 4, 6, 8 hours at a time. That's a whole different thing. But for someone to sit down and watch a video. I think 90 minutes is definitely too long. I think 60 minutes is too long. So I'm really working on getting my videos down to between 30 and 45 minutes. That's what I'm shooting for. To me, for busy people, that's plenty long enough. You know, I've asked people, I've done polls on this. I've asked friends who are watching them, you know, how, you know, what's a good length for you, and busy friends, people that have very busy careers and lives and that are interested, you know, how much time. So I'm finding that 45 to 30 minutes is really more than enough. And so that's why that is why that I'm shooting for that. So if you have a comment about that, please make a comment down below. But that's kind of where I'm focusing on, because I want people to have time to watch the whole thing, and for a lot of reasons. That's why, you know, I'm doing the whole thing. I'm recording the whole thing. I'm making comments through the whole thing. And YouTube doesn't like it when people watch, you know, 5 minutes and shut it off. So I'm shooting for 30 to 45. I hope you will hang in there with me. I really do appreciate that. And I appreciate all of you guys. So you just saw me, I didn't have any more beet seeds, but I did have some pumpkin seeds, and I went ahead and planted a couple more pumpkins in those places where the beets had been pulled up. So I eventually want to get more beets, but I don't have them yet. I couldn't go buy any more yet, and I wanted to start planting the pumpkins. The beets were only planted because I needed 10 for Mayor Lewis, and I planted 24. So I'm pretty sure that I will have a sufficient amount to do that really weird quest from Mr. Key. So kind of looking down here, I like looking around my farm and kind of plotting out, you know, what am I going to do next. And so I'm thinking, okay, let's do a little cleanup. It's only 7:10 p.m. I don't want to go adventuring, and I could use this hay. When you cut the hay and it says hay like that, if you have silos, it puts it in your silo. And I want to make sure my silos are full by the end of the season. I'm pretty sure that I'll have enough hay in those silos to feed my animals that I currently have through the winter. So if you don't have enough, then they go hungry, and that's a really bad thing. That would be a really bad farmer, wouldn't you think? As you can see, I'm getting some hardwood from chopping down regular trees, so that's awesome. And that was a really nice change that they put into the game. I think they did that with version 1.5, which was awesome. It's like, yes, it's hard enough to remember to go into the super secret woods, which I have done to get the hardwood that we need. But at this time, I think we got sufficient hardwood, and we're getting it from the trees that we're cutting down just off the farm or anywhere else. Right now, I still have a sufficient supply of wood on the farm. I'm letting those small trees grow and not cutting them down, because you can see how many pieces of wood and hardwood that I'm getting from one tree. So, I mean, we've already got 200, almost 200. Yeah, we got over 200 wood and over 20 redwood, hardwood. So, we're doing great with all of that. So, doing a little bit of cleanup, and you can see that little. I think the little tiny mushroom trees are so cute. It's like if you just stay that way. But anyway, and they're propagating themselves, which I think is interesting because it's supposed to be right next to the previous tree, but it wasn't. So anyway, I find this a good use of my time. When I run out at the end of the day, it's like, okay, I don't want to go adventuring. I don't want to go to the mine. I don't want to go meet people at the bar. What do I want to do? And so cleaning up the farm is a good thing. Eventually I'll figure out what I want to do with that area down to the left on the bottom. In the past, I've done a decorative area there. So I am not sure what we're going to do yet. I'm sure I will come up with something interesting soon. It may be like what it is on the blueprint of the 11-year farm, and it may be different or slightly different. So I don't know yet. And we've got time to figure it out. We're in no rush. I will give you a hint. We are going to be getting a different type of animal soon, and I will have a barn full of that different type of animal. So there's a little hint for you of what's coming soon. So it's coming soon. We've got lots of things that are coming soon. New content, things you have not seen before. So it's 10:20 at night. I think that's a good place to end our day. It's also a good place to end our episode. And if you have not done so, please subscribe to my channel. If you like my video, please give it a like. Make comments. Don't forget to use the secret word of the day, which I've already told you. I'm not going to repeat it. And the most important thing is I want you to have a wonderful rest of your day.